disciplines, harmonic analysis and computations. So today I will talk about multi-dimensional wavelet construction using Quillen-Suslin theorem for Laurent polynomials. This tool is based on the joint work with Dr. Hyungju in Boston, South Korea, and Fang in Hopkins. I have only two sections. So the first section, I will review some relevant concepts. I will try to go very slow, not speaking about the wavelets and Quillen-Suslin theorem in particular. I will review those concepts and pose a question, pose a problem, and then present our new approaches for the first problem in the multi-dimensional space. So let me start with the review. So, I will start with the definition of unimodular. Depending on your background, this could be a review or this could be the first time you see this one. So a column vector is called unimodular if it has a left inverse. Fancy way of saying having a left inverse. And I will assume that the vectors and matrices in Show have a Laurent polynomial entries, not just user matrices that have these Laurent polynomial entries. And so left inverse means that there exists a row vector f of z consisting of Laurent polynomial entries such that this is true f of z, e of z equals 1 for all z. And z you can take in algebraic geometry theory where Quillen-Suslin theory is used, you can take z to be any n-dimensional complex Euclidean domain. But I would assume that z, for my purpose, it suffices to take z from the unit sphere. So I will do that. And so another thing I want to say from here is that if you change the point of view, this f of z is also called unimodular because it has right inverse. And so here's an example. This vector is row vector, t is used for transpose. So it's column vector now. This column vector is unimodular because if you take this guy, multiply from the left, then you get one right away. That is left inverse of d of z. Another left inverse, which you might not get right away, is if you multiply this one from the left, you get still one. Okay. So it is left inverse. Which one is better among these two? In terms of simplicity, of course, this 2, 0, 0, 0, this row vector is better. But if you use different criteria, such as accuracy, that I will discuss later, it is not the better choice. So the accuracy for this vector is 0, minimum. And the accuracy for this vector is 2. If you know a little bit about wavelets, this accuracy I'm using for the vector to represent the approximation order of the refiner function associated with this vector. So the larger the better, and very I will come back to this later. Now, so here's the Quillen-Suslin theory for Laurent polynomials. If d of z is a unimodular column vector consisting of Laurent polynomial entries, then there exists an invertible matrix d of z consisting of Laurent polynomial entries such that this is true. So this is Quillen-Suslin theory for Laurent polynomials because I'm emphasizing this vector and the matrices are consisting of Laurent polynomials. If you drop this Laurent thing, then it's just called Quillen-Suslin theorem, and this is proved by Quillen-Suslin independently. I think about 2 years before this year. So we will be using only this Laurent polynomial portion. So I will change here a little bit here and just review the way of the filter bank design. So designing filter bank can be understood as a matrix problem thanks to the Fourier's representation by method. So in that setting, problem can be written as follows. So find row vectors h of z, j sub I of z, and column vectors d of z, k sub I of z, such that this identity holds. So h of z and d of z for now is not special. I'm just giving different name for the first row and the first column. There is no reason for you to believe this has to be special. It is for now. And this equality, in a way, is saying a perfect reconstruction because you can imagine you have something here that's similar, and you multiply this guy from the left, so that can be considered as analysis operator. That's why I'm calling analysis bank. This as an analysis bank, and I will use I of z to denote it, and then synthesis is coming. So this is for synthesis bank, and use S of z to denote it. So after analysis and synthesis, you want everything to be the same as original. That's perfect reconstruction property. And right away, if you have this condition, it gives a constraint on this relation between these two numbers. P is the number of vectors for each bank, and Q is the length of the vector. So for this to happen, P has to be at least as many as Q. And everything I say, like when equality works, it should have for or C in the unit sphere and then the unit sphere. If P happens to be the same as Q here, then these are square matrices. So in that case, it's called non-redundant wavelet vector bank. Non-redundant not rated yet. And oftentimes orthogonal filter bank. And wavelet filter bank, it is called wavelet filter bank if the first row of your analysis bank and the first column of synthesis bank are both associated with the lowpass filters, and the rest of them are associated with high-pass filters. And as the name suggests, if you have designed wavelet filter bank already, you did like major step in constructing wavelets. So I will mix the terminology. Let's say constructing wavelets, I will just say design wavelet filter bank. I will use both terms mixed way. So in that sense, if you want wavelets with higher performance in terms of larger vanishing moments, you can start with wavelet filter bank with larger vanishing moment condition, larger performance, high performance, which just means in addition to these conditions, you want the rest, not the first row, not the first column, the rest of the vectors to be associated with high-pass filters with larger vanishing moment. So if you know wavelets and if you know vanishing moments already, this is exactly what you define vanishing moments in terms of the filters. And it would transfer exactly to the wavelet functions if you develop wavelets in L2. So this is probably something we not need, just in case we'll cover the basic. So very, 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 very brief introduction to wavelets. Wavelets are a collection of functions obtained by scaling and translating a fixed set of functions called model wavelets. And wavelet is a subject of harmonic analysis and is highly interdisciplinary. And wavelets are used in many applications, in signal processing in particular, and more recently in complex systems. So here are few very famous, I would say, examples of very model wavelets. Model wavelets are generating the whole data wavelets. So it's enough to look at the model wavelet to see how the whole wavelets look like. So ignore this vertical line. This is the default way of 2 is continuous, and R has vanishing moment 1, and W square root of over 2 has vanishing moment 2. So by now, constructing wavelets in univariate case is actually well studied. So in most cases. And in the multi-dimensional case, what you do is you usually, the easiest and the simplest method is just to use the tensor product of one-dimensional wavelets. But the problems of doing so is also well known. So that's why many people try to come up with non-tensor-based multi-dimensional wavelets and their variants. So couplets and shillings, all those things are common in that context. What I'm trying here is slightly different. Constructing multi-dimensional wavelets is still an important problem. And the approach I take is that I want to, or in our project, we want to develop the method that does not look at the dimension specifically. We are looking for the method that works throughout the dimension. If it's high dimension, fine. But we do not want different method for each dimension. When n equals 2, you do something. When n equals 3, if you have to employ a whole bunch of different tools, we do not want to do that. So that's sort of different aspect than the other wavelets and their variants out there for the multi-dimensional case. Okay, so with that, let me summarize current approach for designing non-redundant wavelets. So non-redundant, when it's non-redundant, these matrices are square matrices. If the chain by chain on or measure, this result is known. If you have a row vector of analysis then, and column vector of synthesis then are already associated with lowpass filters, and if you have a vector construction property, then requiring, so if you remember, if you have a good memory, this is the requirement for the wavelet filter bank with the vanishing moment. Okay, so requiring this condition is exactly the same as requiring this guy. We kind of know more, have an accuracy condition. Still not showing you what accuracy is mentioned. It's coming next slide. So with that, what you can conclude is, okay, that's great. So combine this result using Quillen-Suslin theorem for Laurent polynomials. So if you have good enough h of z and b of z, these low-pass vectors, good enough in the sense it has m accuracy already, take m to be 10, okay? And the inverse, it has the inverse property. Then it's automatic. You do not need to worry about it. It's a theorem, it's a result. Okay. Of course, the reason I'm only halfway through is because it's not a good strategy in general. So this condition could be very hard to satisfy. Finding these vectors, satisfying all these accuracy condition and inverse property could be a headache. Before talking about that, just very briefly, this is probably the most technical slide in my talk today. So how do you define vanishing moment? In case you don't know already. If you know already, that's what it is. So this vector, if you have a vector, this is a way of computing Z transform of the filter. You combine the entries Laurent polynomial entries. And so if you have Z transform of the filter, you plug in Z equals ZPI omega. And the order of 0 at the origin, that's vanishing moment. And the order of 0 at gamma, so when n equals 2, in my example, every example is n equals 2. So gamma would be 0, pi, pi, 0, pi, assuming the dilation is dyadic, which I'm again assuming in my slide. So if you want n equals 10, that's okay, but you have a lot of conditions to satisfy. So not many h would satisfy that condition. Okay? And when it's a column vector, you can do something similar. The only thing that's different, essentially, the delay is the opposite direction. Okay? So with that in mind, I want to make the point that satisfying h of z and d of z, finding h of z and d of z, satisfying the assumptions of the corollary I just showed you is not easy, especially if the accuracy or the spatial dimension is large. So here's an example. When n equals 2, h of z, this row vector, this lowpass vector, is the vector associated with a two-dimensional piecewise box spline, if you know it. And so you can check. If you don't know it, don't worry about it. You can just form using this one, make that function, and you can check that it has two accuracy. Okay? So, and remember the conditions of h of z and d of z. They have been tested for memory, so here we do that. So here, these are the conditions. N equals 2, and h of z, d of z, we want it to have this inverse property, but also two accuracy conditions. So in this particular case, finding a right inverse of h of z is a piece of cake. But this piece of cake has only 0 accuracy, which is not good for our purpose. So we want to make use of this guy to find the right inverse of h of z with true accuracy, let's say. Okay. Fortunately for me, for us, algebraic geometry theory provides this. Well, any right inverse of h of z can be written this way. The easy part, if it can be written this way, if you multiply h of z from the left, you get 1. That's easy. Probably you can do it in your head right now. The other part, any right inverse of h of z can be written this way, is coming from the algebraic geometry theory. See this, if there's somebody who knows that. If I say something wrong, correct me. And so we use this theory's implementation to get this formula. And usually what people do is that after you know, you make use of the theory, you find the inverse, a right inverse of h of z with two accuracy by just imposing those conditions. Those conditions were finite conditions, right? So in this particular case, if it is two-dimensional, and if it's two accurate conditions, here, if it's two-dimensional, you would have 3 points. If n equals 2, for each point of gamma, you would have 3 conditions. So you would have 9 conditions for this one. So this is essentially, you have all the freedom for the Laurent polynomial. Okay? Only 9 conditions. So there exists always a solution. But there are too many solutions. So what people do usually is that you fix the total degree of Laurent polynomial, say 1. Most likely you will not be able to find the solution. What do you do? Just increase, and so on. So this method is the way of doing this way is not satisfactory in many scenarios. For one thing, n-dimensional, when the dimension is large, say, what do you want to fix? You could fix the total degree, or you could fix the degree of the first variable and increase the second variable's degree, something like that. So if I draw this two-dimensional thing, it's infinite dimension problem. So whether you cover the infinite dimension this way, this is more or less a total degree approach, or you could do it this way, using this one. It could depend on the nature of the problem. So it's not very clear how you do it. So we suggest different approach. This is just like the one I presented, the old classical result. our method is not perfect, but it gives a good complementary method. I think it's totally different. Like it's very, very easy. So you only need 3 vectors. If you are willing to take wavelet filter banks, you do not worry about having 2 vanishing moments, 3 vanishing moments larger than 1. So you just start from 3 vectors consisting of Laurent polynomials. Each of them has different roles. So you can sort of, a lot of you here are faculty members, so you can sort of just say that clearly. So H of Z is community share. So this one has unimodular properties with positive accuracy. And this one is column vector with partial responsibility. It is only responsible for positive accuracy. And F of Z is responsible for unimodularity, but a little more than that. Not just unimodular, but we want F of Z to be a right inverse of F of Z. H of Z, sorry. F of Z is a right inverse of H of Z. So using this one, if you set D of Z to be this one, you can show that this one is a right inverse of H of Z. Okay. Meaning, if you do if you multiply H of Z from lab, you get 1. Probably there in your head. That's easy. Less straightforward is that if you do this way, if you do this, D of Z will always have positive accuracy. So from the Quillen-Suslin theorem and Wiener, if this guy is a right inverse with a positive accuracy, there is no problem of finding this guy. And we just show how to do that. Like the one way of doing so can be is written here, and it is using the Quillen-Suslin theorem. Do you remember Quillen-Suslin theorem? Because this guy is unimodular vector, there exists an invertible matrix consisting of Laurent polynomials such that this is true. And using this invertible matrix, you can define the rest of the as vectors. Okay. So this is what we suggest to do. And I think I will skip this example. It just shows that it works. Okay, so this one is again the one coming from 2-dimensional piecewise box spline. Okay, it has 2 accuracy. And remember that the first in the very first slide I showed you this guy is not good in terms of accuracy, but this guy is good. So this was the one that I was using. I was computing using our algorithm. So it has 2 accuracy. And then the rest is just following the algorithm. And you can define the wavelets. So in this case, actually, it happens to be it has 2 accuracy, but the theory only guarantees positive accuracy. If you want to make sure that you want to have higher performance, let's say you are not going to be starting with only 1 benchmark, let's say you want 10. Then the only thing that you need to change is that you start with H of Z and G of Z with 10 accuracy. It's not just the only, you might need some time and some effort, but you just start from this one and it's guaranteed to have the n-dimensional condition. So here's a summary. Our method can be used to design non-redundant wavelet filter banks for any dimension, but it's especially used for multi-dimensional space. It works under very, very minimal conditions. Things that I did not cover due to is the fact that it works for any dilation matrix and its connection. How did we come up with this one? That's like when you write a paper or try to prove a theory, that might be more important. So that is based on this Laplacian parameter algorithm. If you look at Laplacian parameter algorithm, there is a way of understanding the Laplacian parameter algorithm. I'm talking about Hurt and other things, Laplacian parameter algorithm. So there's a way of understanding that algorithm using matrices consisting of Laurent polynomials. That is the beginning of this story here. And I consider this result that we have so far as just the beginning of the things we can do using algebraic geometry tools. So these are the remaining challenges that I consider important and plan to explore. So as you can see, our approach is algebraic. So anything analytic in nature needs to be, for now, answered separately. So we want to incorporate that analytic portion to our theory. And currently, this is a little shameful in the sense currently we're using big theory. Calling that clears matter, I think, from the proof of this one. And we're using only the implementation of this big theory. So we will try to exploit the powerfulness of this big theory, not just using whatever we get from the algorithm, but we actually look at the result of the algorithm. We look at that, and if we don't like it, we feedback and so on. So we want to make use of this big theory. And also, we are only concerned with vanishing moment wavelets right now. We try to incorporate other properties such as symmetry and interpolatory properties and fast averages. So actually, we do have some concrete ideas about the symmetry because, as I understand, the basis that we just looked at, the thesis basis, you can impose the invariant condition, symmetry group invariant condition in there, and so we can make use of this symmetric condition and design symmetric filter bank right from that theory. So when you have this answer, you can impose symmetric invariant condition, group condition here, and obtain the result, and you can make use of this result. That portion of the result. Okay, so that's and these are the references. Thank you.
We have time for one other question. I'd like to ask you, in the lowpass that you showed, I think the previous slide, the first coordinate is 1/2 constant. Yeah, here it is 1/2 constant. So essentially, this is going to create a low pass, which is all pass, basically, in one particular dimension.
Oh,
Would you like to
actually,
comment about that?
no. So the way to read this one is h of z as a vector. It's inconvenient if I write this way, so that's why I do that. But to read it, actually, you need to do that formula z to the mu j h j z squared j from 0 to 3 in this case. So if you do that, you have this guy will be
This is going to be a constant.
yeah, so it's not going to be a constant anymore. So it's actually in 2 dimensions. So it will be this guy if you know the filter. I forgot the way. 2, 1, 1, yeah. So this is the filter that I'm talking about. So this is the filter associated with 2D piecewise linear.
Yeah, you showed that equation several slides before.
Yeah, so that is actually one of the challenging parts for us. It's always easy if you look at this guy, the Z transform, because we are so used to that. But to use the like algebraic geometry theory, we need to look at the vectors and matrices in this form, because that's more useful. So even though the vanishing moment concept is a very, very familiar thing, if you look at this one, it's not very clear how much accuracy it has. So that's one of the things that we are working on to directly assess the accuracy condition.
Any other questions? Yeah, I just have a quick question. I'm just wondering, you mentioned that has an accuracy of 2. What's the ceiling of the accuracy?
There's no ceiling. You can demand like 100, but it's not really necessary. So accuracy condition has to do with refinable functions reproducing property of polynomials. So it has to do with vanishing moments again. So you do not really need 100 vanishing moments because you do not have data with a polynomial degree of 99.
Oh, okay. It's based on the degree.
Yeah. So depending on the degree of the polynomial. So if you have a piecewise polynomials, then whatever the largest degree of the polynomial you have, that would be enough. So I think when I first learned the wavelets, they suggested, so I had a question, okay, which vanishing moment is the best one? And they gave me the answer 4. I don't know, it's still true. But, so vanishing moment 4 was the answer like 10 years ago.
So any other questions?
Okay, so that's it. We'll meet back in 15 minutes for the last talk of this month.
Yeah. I don't call it.